I'm here with LeeAnn and Kevin, and so I'm working on a project for the ACLU, and I'm collecting stories from people living in their vehicles in Santa Cruz. And I want to talk to your experience with the hopes that your story could change policies and citations and show the people of Santa Cruz what it's really like to live under these conditions. And would it be okay if I record this and put it on video?
Yep.
And if you're comfortable, we'd like to uplift parts of this story on the ACLU Northern California's social media pages so that the people of Santa Cruz can see it. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I'll just introduce. I met you a few months ago, although we've been Facebook friends for a while. And this is their little home. They live in this van, husband and wife. And what's your dog's name?
Sasha.
Sasha.
Yeah.
And they have even a little fountain going here. So would you like to tell about how long have you been living in, how long have you been living in Santa Cruz, and what do you love about living here?
Well, we both grew up here. I was the preacher's daughter, and he was the wild woman's son who made surfing, put Santa Cruz on the map with surfing when he invented aerials in where was it? 1972?
Four.
Yeah, but you got in the magazine when you were 74. He got in Surfer magazine. So he put Santa Cruz on the map and then proceeded to have a wonderful life. And we went to high school and we were childhood sweethearts, and we didn't see each other for 42 years. And we just got married a year ago from Facebook. We got back together and came back to Santa Cruz to live in our home.
On a permanent honeymoon.
Permanent honeymoon.
And I've been doing activism in Florida already
in Florida.
For a while. So I came back here to get treatment for cancer because I would have died in Florida. So now we're here and we're living in our van, and I'm gonna live.
What makes it? Why couldn't you get the same treatment in Florida?
Because in Florida they let you die. There is no medical treatment. About 150,000 people nationwide have died from lack of access to health care, and I would have been one of them because I had stage 4 cirrhosis and there was no treatment, and my house is there and my son is there, so I gave him the house, ran away from home. We came and we live in our van, and I just took $30,000 of medication on the state of California. Thank you very much for not letting me die like Florida would have. And I'm on a honeymoon with my old new love.
How long have you been married?
A year and 4 months.
A year and 4 months. Oh, that's beautiful. Usually the guys don't know how many months.
He keeps track of all of the dates and everything. He's actually the one who knows everything.
Go up here.
And what do you love about living here, besides, of course, saving your life for health care?
Yeah.
I always seem to come back to Santa Cruz. It's just been my home. And I come back and I just enjoy Santa Cruz.
Yep.
And he has family here.
I know a lot of people in town that
Yes.
would think I was dead, and then all of a sudden I show back up.
He left the country for 9 years out of his life, and I left the country for 10 years out of my life. So we both are world travelers, and we have a lot in common as far as being activism for human rights and everything.
You went to the same high school, right?
Yeah, we did. He fell in love with me when he was 12 and I was 11 at springboard diving at Harvey West.
Wow. And what do you wish people of Santa Cruz to know about you?
Hi. That we have lots of entertainment out here. They come out and do wheelies and entertain us. And I want them to know that we're not weak or lazy. We're economic refugees, and the reason that most of us are out here, 30% of the people who are out here work. Only 25% of the people out here are suffering from brain diseases. I've been working with the victims of domestic violence for the last 20 years, and 12 years of higher education, and I finished 3 courses of study for 3 degrees, and I'm embedding myself as a sociologist and him as I'm writing his autobiography. I just published mine. I lived out of a backpack for 10 years. I'm recovering from addiction as well. I've been sober for 20 years, and only 25% of the people out here are suffering from active addiction. I managed to conquer mine 20 years ago, and now I'm bringing my experience, strength, and hope back to Santa Cruz so that people know that it's a disease, it's a brain disease, and the people who are out here need a higher level of care and we're doing the best we can, policing each other, not policing in that sense, but
Watching over
supporting
each other.
each other. Yeah, supporting each other and making sure everybody's okay and watching out for each other. We actually occupied Steamer's Lane all last fall. We had a little gypsy caravan, and we've had our vans spit on. I've been kicked in the stomach by Take Back
Tires
Santa
drilled.
Cruz, knocked down by a white supremacist who's part of Take Back Santa Cruz, which is the local the white supremacist group in town, one of the fascist groups, I would say.
They went through drilling tires. We got 2 of our tires drilled.
They killed 13 tires.
1 tires.
13 tires while you're parked here on Delaware?
No, we were at the lanes.
Steamer Lane?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because of his
Did
fame
you
as a
do you know who
surfer.
it is? Do you know
People
who
know
it's?
who it is. They won't tell us.
Okay. But you
That's
think
okay.
it's someone of the Take Back
It's-
Santa Cruz?
Yeah, yeah.
And what have you been bothered, harassed, or
Oh,
here?
absolutely. They
Tell
try to
what kind
set
of
us up.
things?
They come. Well, I was shocked when we were at the lane. They kept sending people to ask us if we wanted to buy drugs, and it was so obvious that it was a setup. They'd come over, want some drugs? And one day I actually felt bad. It was a homeless guy that they'd probably paid, and he sent him over to set us up, and I chased him off, and I feel bad now because he was some poor, probably,
You never know.
whatever. So, oh yeah, and they come up and ask us for drugs. They come up and try to provoke our dog and then report us. One day they provoked our dog and reported us for having a vicious dog. And when the community officer came by to check on us, he walked right up to her and she loved all over him. So that was clearly just them trying to get us in trouble just because, well, for whatever reason, we're
We're
here.
not doing anything to bother anybody. And
And I don't see any garbage. I see a chair here with a backpack and your solar
my
power, your little water, and there's nothing out here except
that-
your beautiful
He
Sasha.
tows water in that. He goes down. We have at least a bathroom we live next to the state park, so we have access to facilities there, and we
Back-
can fill up the water bottles there. But they won't. Once they found out that we were using water, they shut the water off for us out here. They had we
Where
were all
was the
using-
water? Where?
Right over there. Around the corner. Yeah, it was a big thing, and we were all taking water from it, so they locked it up. Gosh forbid that we have water out here,
Wow. Wow.
And, so at least we have some resources. But they are actively, and the police are actively harassing and bullying and
What kind of things are they giving you tickets?
giving us tickets, giving
For
us
what
train
kind of
stickers.
things? For
Just because they want us to move every 3 days during a
Not
lockdown.
just that,
They want us to
it's-
pay musical parking spaces just to bully us and
it
dominate us.
says no parking from midnight to 6,
I-
except for if you're a semi. You see any
Except if you're a
semis
semi?
out here?
Yeah.
it says semis here.
Oh, well, they come and
and-
park here, yeah.
Oh, semis park here, but it doesn't say that on the sign.
No, but he knows the
12,000
rule.
pounds above are allowed to park out here.
Yep, that's the law.
12,000 tons.
Off the here's a sign. I'll go take a picture. I mean,
12 tons or higher.
so
So we get people who are travelers, they come here and they park their rigs.
except for commercial vehicles.
right,
You're so
commercial
right.
vehicles,
Yeah.
so we
Oh, I
got,
can't
we have a nice neighbor that comes every couple of weeks. They come back here and
The
they
sun is in the way.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But they're nice neighbors and we're all out here just trying to live.
And so, what other kind of have you?
Well,
Okay. So do they bother you, wake you up, or any of that kind
no,
of
they've
thing?
never done that to us, but they've done it to other people. Mostly it's Take Back Santa Cruz and, people who know that I'm a virulent anti-Trump prognosticator. they're all going to jail.
And what would you like people to know about your experience living in your van?
As long as we're left alone, everything's great for us.
Yeah, it's so nice. It's just, we're on our honeymoon, dude, and one of the most beautiful places in the world that people pay to come to. And I tell them when they harass us that my dad used to be the administrator of Garfield Park Village and was a deacon at the Circle Church. And I gave the youth-based sermon from 1970 to 1980 every year. And if they're going to come out here and mess with them, I'm going to give them a sermon because that's what we're supposed to do. And my dad and mom are both crossed over, and they would be very happy for me to do that. So I will continue to lecture them, and you will video them.
Have you tried to get into safe parking, or can you get into safe parking?
The thing about safe parking is you go in at 6 o'clock at night. You have to be out by 7 o'clock in the morning. They want all your ID, your information. If you have any warrants or anything else, they won't let you park.
So it's only for people who
It's only
actually
at
have
night.
money and who are high functioning. For other people who are struggling, it's not fair that just because you have some paperwork and everything that you have to sleep on the street because your vehicle isn't legal. That you have to sleep outside.
The video you had
that's
the other day.
sadistic.
The video you had the other day on Swan, right there.
Yeah.
You can see the signs there.
Oh, you saw my video?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you see the signs there. There are no time limits. It's just park between the lines.
Yeah.
You can't park an RV.
But they kicked us out of there.
But 2 months ago, they put those borders up, and they were supposed to be taking those down July 11th.
I saw that.
And now they say 24/24.
Right.
So they won't let us park in the parking that's actually legal, and they make us park in the parking that's illegal, and then they punish us for it.
That way they can
And when they
write
tell us to
parking
move and
tickets.
we do, they still give us tickets, even within the
What-
3-day period.
Right. And there's no residents around here. We're at a, what is this? A business back here?
Empty field.
An empty field. There's a business over there, a
there's
business over
A
there,
factory back there.
and
It's
a
all-
Nothing out
factory.
here.
Yeah.
There's about 2 blocks down there, a block and a half down there. We have a
Ron,
manufactured home park, very expensive one, right on the beach.
Yeah, at the end. The fancy schmancy.
And what about how has COVID changed your experience?
It's made it better because they don't harass us as much now as they did before. They're still doing it, but it's better for us. And plus, we're out here and we're safer than anybody out here because look at how separated we are from everybody around us. And he goes to the store because I'm recovering from cancer and I'm, vulnerable. So he does all the shopping and everything. And we're just safe out here and we're sheltering in place. And every time they make us move, it's just like they want to punish us for being here. They don't want us to be here. They don't want to know anything. They just want to push us around.
And what do you think might be a solution to this problem?
We
And
need to change the city council. We need to get people on the city council who have sociology and psychology backgrounds, who are willing to look at what other countries have done and do that.
And what would work for you? What situation?
I would look at
KOA.
like a KOA camp, especially the ones I saw in Europe. They have beautiful facilities, and we could have just like a KOA camp with laundry and a little store, and then wraparound services, have a nurse and a doctor on, and a psychologist and a social worker, and have all of the services that we need. And of course, the Portuguese model is the best that we've found. Is what they did is they had such a hard time that they just legalized all drugs, and they treated addiction as a disease, and they cut their drug problem in half. So we know what to do. We just have to have the people in leadership who are willing to do it.
Right. Do you have anything else that you would like to know or add? Or I looked at the video, Kevin, of you, someone speaking very highly of you, and it was a surfboard.
Bob Pearson?
Maybe he.
Probably Bob, yeah. He's Aero Surfboards. Kevin helped him start the
A
business.
kid on a skateboard. Video of a kid
He knows you from way back,
No,
from the
it would
early
be-
days.
It would be probably Bob.
And
Pearson.
he, there's a video out. You've probably seen it, and
Oh,
it was after
gosh.
the false arrest.
Oh, that's
The false arrest.
kid with the skateboard.
Did he have a skateboard and he was going around with the
Looking
dog?
for me.
No. This is someone who owns a surf shop.
It's
Or
Bob.
That's Bob
That's
Pearson.
Bob.
Yeah, he actually said on there that Kevin is probably the best surfer
he
in
said
history.
they said, who's better, you or Kevin? And they said Kevin. Much
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin's still in history as one of a few people who ever did aerials, so he's a specialist that way.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't think.
50 years.
50 years.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Abby.
All right.
Thank you for your work.
Thank
We
you.
really love
Thank
and
you.
appreciate you.
Thank you. You're awesome. Thanks.